And now we will start with opening remarks from head coach Greg Benny.
Good. Thank you for joining us. It's obviously an exciting day to announce that Riqui got his visa, and he'll be available for this weekend. I think everybody knows that he's with us. We're extremely excited for Riqui, the person, but also clearly the player, to join our club. This was for us a phenomenal get and find for a young man of his talent and his age to join the Galaxy and see this as a place where he can continue to build on his career. And so we look forward to getting started this weekend now that he's available. It's exciting for him and for us, and we're happy to be here today to do this.
Yeah. Go ahead, Riqui.
I'm going to speak Spanish because my English is not perfect. I'm going to improve, and then let's see if I can do the interview in English. Muchas gracias a todos. Es un placer estar aquí. Dar gracias a Greg y a todos los compañeros porque ha sido un placer. Creo que me siento como en casa y creo que faltan 10 finales. Creo que podemos ganar la liga y estoy muy contento de estar aquí. ¿Otra vez?
Can we check on the mic? Es que creo que el micrófono está apagado.
Bueno, muchas gracias a todos. I'm going to speak in Spanish because my English is not perfect and I'm going to improve. Primero de todo, gracias a todos, gracias a Greg, a mis compañeros. Creo que ha sido un inicio pues que la visa pues se ha retrasado un poco, pero ya la tengo. Creo que el viernes ya estoy preparado. Dar gracias a todos los compañeros por cómo me he sentido, me han adaptado muy bien y la verdad que tenemos muchas ganas de afrontar estas últimas 10 finales que nos quedan para ganar pues la liga.
Thank you to all. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to thank Greg. I want to thank my teammates. They have made me feel at home. I'm also adapting very well. It has been a great start. I know there was a delay with the visa, but now we have that. It's been approved, and I'm ready for Friday, and I'm ready to go. I know we have a couple of games left from the season, but hopefully I can make a contribution to that.
We'll now open for questions. We'll start with, if you can say your name. Sorry about that. If you can say your name and outlet, please.
Is it on? Damian Calhoun, LA Daily News. Riqui, what were your first impressions when you learned the Galaxy were interested?
La verdad que pues no me lo imaginaba así. Creo que es un club muy grande, creo que tiene muchos fans. Cuando llegué al aeropuerto fue impresionante. La verdad que las instalaciones son impresionantes. Creo que hay unos profesionales muy buenos y creo que me he sentido como en casa.
First of all, I couldn't imagine that this club was reaching out to me. There's a great support of fans. When I arrived at the airport, they welcomed me with open arms. The facility is fantastic here, and I couldn't believe that I would be called by the Galaxy.
And just quick follow, what's been the overall impression of the group, the players and your teammates? You've been with them the last couple weeks here.
Pues la verdad que me ha impresionado mucho. Creo que hay mucho nivel en el equipo, creo que hay mucha competencia y eso siempre es bueno en un equipo de alta competición. Creo que podemos hacer cosas muy grandes. Creo que pues mi llegada pues voy a intentar darlo todo y dar un poco más de calidad al equipo si puede ser, y la verdad que estoy muy contento de estar aquí y creo que es un grupo fantástico.
Very impressed with the level of play, very impressed with the competition, a very high competition level. I know that this club has many big things set up for us. Obviously from our arrival, I'm excited to be part of this arrival. I'm here to give it my all and to bring that quality to the club.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Nikki Kay with Spectrum Sportsnet. Riqui, as you've watched the way Gaston and Mark play, how does the style with which you play complete this Galaxy midfield?
Sí, la verdad que pues la llegada de Gastón creo que también pues da mucho nivel al equipo. Creo que es un jugador que en los entrenos Hoy pues me he sentido muy cómodo con él. Creo que con Greg tenemos una filosofía muy parecida a la del Barcelona. Creo que necesitamos el balón y creo que somos un equipo muy bueno con el balón y creo que esto nos hará ser un equipo muy grande.
Obviously, with Gaston's arrival, he also brings that high quality of play. Obviously, at training, I'm very comfortable with him. And I think I want to tell Greg, we're using Greg's philosophy, it's similar that what we had at Barcelona, that we need the ball, we need to keep the ball in order for us to play.
Scott French with Soccer America. How long have you been watching MLS? What has been your impression of the league? And coming here, what was it about the league that made you say this is a good place for me?
La verdad que yo en España, la verdad que al tener tanta diferencia horaria, pues me costaba ver los partidos. Es verdad que sí que intentaba siempre ver los highlights, pero creo que es una liga, como el otro día dije, creo que es una liga que puede ser una de las ligas mejores del mundo. Creo que lo tiene todo para triunfar. Creo que de aquí hacia adelante van a venir jóvenes a jugar esta liga. Creo que es una liga para gente joven, para aprender y para ponerse fuerte y para aprender mucho, muy buena, y creo que es una liga que tiene mucho recorrido, la verdad.
Obviously, I'm not gonna, in Spain, due to the time difference, it wasn't possible for me to watch the games live, but I was able to catch some of the highlights. As I mentioned before, this league is one of the best in the world. It has all in its favor to win. In the coming years, we're going to see more younger players coming to the league, not only to learn, but to develop their skills.
Michele?
Yeah. This is for Coach Vani. Michele Giarone from TUDN. Coach, how are you? Where do you see Riqui on the field? What do you want from him? And which tactical system are we going to see with him on the field? Thank you.
Yeah, Riqui will play in the midfield. He's, for us, would be an attacking midfielder, whether that's in a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. He'll be relatively close to the striker. I want him to be himself, to do the things that he's done as he continues to grow. Where we feel we can provide him with opportunity and growth is to be really the guy who has some solutions for us in the final actions, to help us to see the final pass, to make movements through the back line, to be the attacking portion of our midfielder. Obviously with Marquis, Gaston, Victor does similar type things, not quite at the mobility as what Riqui does in terms of shifting and changing speeds, but Vic has the eye for final pass. But with Marc and Gaston, they are two-way players who tend to facilitate the game, move the ball quickly, help us to build out of the back. Riqui brings us that sharpness in the final action, the speed and quickness in which he moves through spaces and keeps the ball moving. Just adds another dimension for us. We want the ball to be moving fast, and we want it getting in and out of spaces. And as Riqui said, we want to have possession, we want to fix opposition. So for me, he has the philosophy, he has the tools to add a whole nother level to where we're at as a team, but also into our attack. So we're, like I said, excited to have him on board.
Monica?
Hola Riqui, te saluda Mónica Delgado de pasefiltrado.com. Te vimos que te acogieron muy bien en el entrenamiento. En el club hay otro jugador salido de La Masia como Víctor Vázquez. ¿Qué te ha aconsejado y platicado del equipo más ganador de la Major League Soccer?
Bueno, con Víctor tengo la suerte de que tengo muy buena relación. Cuando vine pues me ayudó mucho, me ha dicho dónde puedo ir a vivir, zonas donde está muy bien para jóvenes como yo. La verdad que Víctor pues La Masia también tiene muchos años allí y creo que sabe lo que es estar en Barcelona y venir hacia aquí, que es un largo viaje y que hay muchas horas de diferencia. Pero la verdad que dar muchas gracias a Víctor porque me ha tratado como si fuera un hijo suyo y me está cuidando muchísimo dentro del vestuario.
Obviously with Victor, the question was his relationship with teammate Victor Vázquez, knowing that have the relationship from Barcelona. Obviously Victor I have a great relationship with Victor. He was actually telling me where to live, where the great zones are for young players as myself. Again, he was part of Barcelona, so we know that relationship. He also told me that obviously it was a long trip and the time differences, and he's actually embraced me as his son. So I really am really thankful for Victor and this relationship.
Katia?
Sí. ¿Qué tal, Riqui? Katia
Buenas.
Castorena de ESPN Deportes. Riqui, hablabas de lo que es ser un jugador joven que viene a esta liga, siempre se voltea a ver Europa como lo máximo. ¿Qué virtudes y qué retos tú ves hoy en día en MLS que te pueden ayudar a ti en tu juego, en tu desarrollo, sobre todo por la edad que tienes? Y la segunda, ¿qué esperas de esa relación y conexión en el campo con alguien como Chicharito?
Bueno, pues la verdad que tampoco sé cómo es esta liga porque la verdad que pues soy nuevo, vengo de una liga totalmente diferente de Europa, pero en esta vida pues soy joven, creo que hay que a veces jugársela, soy un tío pues que me gusta probar cosas nuevas, he venido a una ciudad totalmente diferente. Y creo que esto pues a mí como persona me va a ir muy bien, como futbolista aún mejor y con el equipo que tenemos, el staff y todos los compañeros como me están ayudando, creo que es una de las decisiones que más me enorgullece como jugador.
In regards to the first question was, obviously you're a young player, coming to this league here. Usually it's the opposite, players want to leave from here to Europe, you're doing the opposite. And obviously, do you think there's gonna be any challenges to this due to your age, the development of your career due to your age? Obviously, I'm new to the league. I think I'm coming from a league in Europe, I'm a young player, I'm one of those players that like to take risks. This is a new city for me. Personally, as a person, I think this is a great opportunity. It's even a better opportunity as a player. I've been very thankful for the staff and my teammates who have actually welcomed me and are allowing me to grow.
Saúl.
Aquí Saúl Rodríguez de Telemundo. Me imagino que tuviste ofertas de otros equipos y si es así, ¿por qué decidiste Los Ángeles y la MLS?
Bueno, como he dicho antes, creo que es una ciudad pues, que también me gusta muchísimo. Creo que la liga también para jóvenes como yo y que más adelante pues, se va a ver cómo van a venir mucho más jóvenes pues, a disputar esta liga que creo que es muy disputada y creo que no hay tanta diferencia entre equipos. Creo que puede ganar cualquier equipo la liga y esto hace que sea una liga muy competitiva. Y la verdad que esto pues, a mí me gusta mucho. Tener en el equipo competencia también y no saber si el fin de vas a jugar o no. Creo que esto es muy importante dentro de un equipo y la verdad que tengo muchas ganas de jugar el viernes y ver cómo es la MLS.
The question was in regards to having different offers from other MLS clubs or other teams. Why did you choose MLS? Why did you choose the Galaxy? Los Angeles is a city that I love. This is a league for young players, and trust me, in the coming years, you're going to see more young players coming to this league to come and dispute in this. There's no differences amongst the teams. I think I'm here because there's a lot of competition, and I enjoy this about the club, that there's competition whether you play or not. That's what's always in question for the club, and I'm really hopeful that I can play on Friday.
We will now take questions from Zoom. We're going to go with Tom Bogert. Tom, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. This one's for Greg. Greg, coming into this summer, or I guess the end of the window, was the plan for the club to make an addition in attacking midfield, or was it the other way around in that Riqui was available and the deal was possible, and that's what got it done?
The plan coming into the window was, for one, we wanted to bring in a defensive midfielder, which was Gaston. We had been working through that. We had been in the conversations internally and externally about the opportunity to bring in an attacking midfielder. From a timeline perspective and getting the guy that you want, some of those things just have to come together at the right time to make it make sense. Obviously, we had to sell a player to make that happen, so there's different layers of this that all had to come together at the right time to make this opportunity possible, none the least of which is the young man to my right wanting and desiring this as a location for him to continue his career. And when that started to fit together, it became a no-brainer. But in terms of looking for this was something that we were hopefully optimistic that we could accomplish over this window.
Thank you.
We'll now come back here with Katia. If you had a follow-up. Katia, let's wait for the mic real quick.
Sorry, we missed the second part of my question. La segunda parte que te preguntaba sobre lo que esperas de tener esa conexión en el campo con alguien como Chicharito, quien es el capitán de este equipo.
Sí, perdona que no he contestado antes. La verdad que, pues por mí, La verdad que tener un jugador como Chicharito, que ha conseguido tantas cosas y ha jugado en tantos equipos tan buenos en Europa, para mí pues es un orgullo, creo que puedo aprender mucho de él. También ha sido uno de los jugadores que mejor me ha acogido aquí en el vestuario, creo que es un tío 10 como persona ahí dentro del vestuario y fuera. La verdad que es un crack, darle las gracias como me ha tratado y espero que le pueda dar muchas asistencias.
The question was in regards to having somebody like Chicharito, who's the captain, welcome him into the club and having that relationship on the field. Obviously, he's a tremendous player. He is a player that has played in various clubs in Europe. I take actual pride that I'm able to learn from him, and he's actually been one of those players that has welcomed me and embraced me inside and outside the locker room, and I'm really thankful that I have him as a teammate.
Now we'll go back to questions from Zoom. The next one will go to Josh Guessman. Josh, go ahead. Josh, can you hear us?
I don't know if you guys can hear me. Your
Yep,
sound cut
we
out
hear
there
you.
for a second.
Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, we can't hear you at all.
Josh, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, thanks, Vicky. Ricky, with only 10 games remaining, do you feel like there is a lot of pressure on you to perform instantly, that there's not a lot of room for any mistakes?
La pregunta
No
fue que
escucho bien.
La pregunta era que obviamente faltan 10 partidos. ¿Tú tienes esa presión de que en estos 10 partidos vas a tener que ser creativo para poder participar y tomar forma?
Bueno, yo llevo ya 2 meses entrenando, creo que de forma física estoy bastante bien, creo que estoy a un nivel físico bueno. Es verdad que quedan 10 finales, creo que para el equipo es bueno pues intentar ganar esas 10 finales. Presión, creo que en el fútbol siempre hay que tener un poco de presión porque así rindes un poco mejor. Y la verdad, pues a mí me gusta tener presión, me gusta tener los fans detrás, me gusta que me vean detrás y que me insistan, y la verdad que tengo muchas ganas de afrontar esta presión y dar lo máximo en el campo.
Obviously, for the last 2 months, I've been training. I've physically been training. I'm physically fit for this. I understand that there's 10 games left, and we're going to look at these 10 games that we have to win each and every one of them. Obviously, in this sport, there's always that pressure to do better, to win, and I actually feel better and play better when I have that pressure, not only from my teammates, but from the fans, and I'm welcoming to those demands from the fans.
We'll
Thank
go
you.
with Edward Puig with LA Times en español. Go ahead, Edward.
Muy buenas tardes, Ricky, bienvenido a Los Ángeles. Edward Kawich de LA Times en español. Ricky, a tu edad llegas a la MLS y no solamente firmas por un corto tiempo, firmas hasta el 2025. ¿Qué fue lo que te hizo firmar hasta por todas esas temporadas y no solamente por un corto tiempo?
Bueno, como he dicho, creo que es una experiencia para mí, creo que puedo mejorar como persona y como jugador. Hablé con Jova y con Greg en un Zoom antes de venir, creo que me transmitieron lo que necesitaba pues un poco de cariño y un poco de confianza. Creo que ellos me lo transmitieron y no dudé en venir, tardé 2 días en decidir y aquí estoy y con ganas de afrontar este nuevo reto en mi vida, y la verdad que estoy muy feliz. Dar gracias a mi familia, que también me ha apoyado muchísimo y que me han acompañado en esta aventura.
The question was in regard of your age. You're coming into MLS. You're signing until 2025. What was the difference that made you sign until 2025 in comparison to a short-term contract? I think this is a great experience. This is an opportunity for me to grow as a player. I know I was talking to Greg, and when I was talking to him, he transmitted that kindness, that trust in me, and once they gave me that feeling, it only took me 2 days to sign with them, and I think this is a new challenge for me. I would like to thank my family who have actually are welcoming me and accepting me to take on this new challenge here.
We'll do one last one with John Rojas on Zoom. John, go ahead.
Thanks, Ricky. Hola, Ricky. John Rojas, de jugador franquicia. Ricky, dos cortas. La una es, ¿cómo te estás organizando en la ciudad? ¿Vas a vivir solo? ¿Quién te va a acompañar? Es importante también el ambiente para el futbolista, cómo se puede rodear. Y la otra es en temas de seguir creciendo. Obviamente, el proyecto del Galaxy tiene que ir mucho más allá. ¿Qué más te presentó el Galaxy como proyecto?
Bueno, la verdad que sí que es verdad que está muy lejos de Barcelona y solo con 22 años a lo mejor se me puede hacer muy cuesta arriba. De momento tengo a mi familia que me están ayudando a buscar casa y un poco las cosas más necesarias, como abrir una cuenta en el banco o tener el teléfono. Y la verdad que también tengo a mi novia que también me gustaría que viniera, pero con el tema de visas, y a mí ya me ha costado, o con la gente normal que le cuesta mucho tener una visa de trabajo, a mi novia pues también le va a costar mucho, y la verdad que es algo pues que de momento va a venir, y mi familia igual. Por otra banda, creo que, como he dicho antes, creo que el Galaxy pues ha hecho todo lo posible para crear un proyecto que me gustara mucho. Creo que me convencieron muchísimo y no dudé en venir. Creo que soy muy feliz, creo que me está gustando mucho el club y la ciudad también, y los compañeros me están apoyando muchísimo.
The first question was if you can talk a little bit about your accommodations here in LA. How has that been going for you? Obviously, I'm far away from Barcelona. I'm only 22 years old. At one point, I might be homesick, but I'm very thankful with my family. They are currently helping me find a house. They're helping me set up a bank account and a cell phone. Hopefully, my girlfriend can join me soon. I know if I had issues with my visa, work visa, she might have some issues with that, but hopefully she can be here to support me as well. The second question was in regards to what did the Galaxy offer you that was to your liking that made you come to the Galaxy? Galaxy offered everything to me possible. They acknowledged that this was a project that was going to be catered around me, to my liking, and no doubt I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be with this club. I'm happy to be with the city, and I'm just happy to be part of this organization.
We have one last question with Michele. This one's for Greg.
Coach, I wanted to ask about what does it mean for Riqui, for a player like him, to come to MLS? We've never seen this in the league. We've seen Bell, Insigne, all of the guys coming this summer, but a player like Riqui, 23 years old, his resume already. Is it an after and before moment for the league? How do you see it? Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I've been around the league for a long time, since the beginning, and for me, it's arguably one of the most significant signings in the history of the league, to have a young player of this quality come from the environment that he's been in, the club that he was at, where he is already having success, to choose the Galaxy and to choose Major League Soccer as a location to continue to grow his career, to feel like this is a place that he can trust with that, is immensely humbling for us, but also it's huge recognition, I think, for the league that that he sees that as a place for his career. So for me, super significant. We're excited to have him. I take that with, like I said, great humility and respect to help him continue to build on his career and the skill set that he's bringing to us. Can we continue to grow that? It's a dynamic that we wanted to have at this club, is to have young players see MLS and see the LA Galaxy as a place they could come and continue to build to their career and make the right time and the right move back to Europe and be more successful than they were before. It's a dynamic that we had hoped to bring to the Galaxy as I came and spoke with Chris and Jovan and the rest of the group. And this is a tribute to that working out and an opportunity for us to work with Riqui in that regard.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Riqui. If you can join me in the front so we can take a photo.